The 2017 Toyota Tundra Limited CrewMax. If you are looking for a full-size pickup truck that's kind of old school and yet costs less than $60,000, you are probably looking at it right now. I'm Jay, and welcome to this latest episode of Carbuzz Unboxing Reviews. And yes, this is the latest Toyota Tundra, and it is one hell of a big pickup truck. And I have to say, I really like it and I think it's underrated. But before I get into more detail, I want to thank Toyota Marin for letting Carbuzz come on down and film this for you today. So the Toyota Tundra, now the first generation of this, was launched back in 2000 and it was on sale until 2006. These Tundra you're looking at right now, it is the second generation that debuted, get this, in 2007. So that means this design is 10 years old, but it was refreshed for 2014, meaning Toyota gave it an updated interior, exterior, and just basically made it more competitive against the competition, which has become extremely fierce. You're talking about the Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverado 1500, but I'll get more into the competition in a little bit. Now, the Tundra you're looking at here, it is the Limited CrewMax, and I'm going to go into more details of that as well, but let's listen to this engine here. Okay, well, yeah, the Limited CrewMax, what this comes with is a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8, 381 horsepower, and 401 pound-feet of torque. It is paired exclusively to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, the other optional engine that Toyota offers in the Tundra lineup is a 4.6 liter V8 with 310 horsepower. Now, up until a couple years ago, a 4 liter V6 was offered, but it has since been dropped from the lineup, so the Tundra is V8 only. Now, looking at this exterior here, this is painted super white. Yeah, that means it's pretty white. And the update for 2014 included the new front grille, which I'm not so sure I really like it. It's kind of a little too much for my personal taste, but I can see why people really dig it. But the overall exterior styling, aside from that front grille, at least for me, it's really not at all offensive in any sort of way. Now, you have to remember something about full-size pickup truck buyers, and if you're one of them and you're listening to this, I think you'll completely understand. They are very loyal to their brands. There are, the Ford truck guys, the Chevy truck guys, and for them to jump ship to any of those competing brands is pretty much sacrilegious. So, Toyota has been really struggling against those Detroit automakers to make a real dent in the full-size pickup truck industry, and over the years, it's made really good progress, and this Tundra is a fine example. Now, this one, it's also equipped with the TRD off-road package, and that is a steal. It only costs an extra $100, and get this, you get these 18-inch split 5-spoke alloy wheels with black accents, a trail-tuned Bilstein shock absorbers, engine skid plate, fuel tank skid plate, front tow hooks, and those really cool TRD decals on the side of the bed there. Oh, for $100! That is really good. Now, I did a previous unboxing review of the latest Ford F-150 Super Crew, and that's a great truck, but man, it's expensive as hell. And I like the fact that Toyota is offering some really good extra bits for not a whole lot more money. Because to me, owning a full-size pickup truck, it's not a luxury machine, and that's what they've become. And that's kind of like why I like this Tundra. It's a little more old school, maybe a little more working truck guy. So let's take a look at this engine here because I like it. It's a 5.7 liter naturally aspirated V8. Performance 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds. Top speed 107 miles per hour if you really care about that. Again, performance, it's a full-size truck. It's not the biggest thing. Fuel economy 13 miles per gallon in the city, 17 on the highway, and a combined 15. The truck itself weighs just over 5,800 pounds. So yeah, it's a big sucker. So the interior, now this is, again, talking about luxury here. This is all leather trim seats, 10-way power adjustable driver's seat, 4-way front passenger seat, 60/40 fold-up rear seats, dual-zone climate control, the works here. And overall, I think this interior is a nice place to be. One of the updates Toyota did a couple years ago with the dashboard is they moved it 2.5 inches towards the driver, meaning there's less reach for the driver to get to all of the controls, especially now that there's a touch screen in there. And the overall build quality, I mean, if you have ever been in a Toyota or even a Lexus, you're going to know this is really high quality. They did a great job here, and no complaints on my part. Now, you need to pay attention to this here, the rear seat. It is big. I mean, it may not look it from the outside as much, but again, this is the CrewMax, meaning it is 4 doors, and yeah, you can get a couple of 6-footers back here, no problem. It is that spacious, and I think that is really nice to see. And just so that you know, Toyota offers the Tundra in 3 cabs and 3 bed sizes in total, but not all cabs can be had with each bed. For an example, the CrewMax is only available with the 5.5 foot short bed. The other bed sizes are a 6.5 foot standard bed and an 8.1 foot long bed. And the other cabs are, you have the regular cab and double cab, and then of course what this one is, the CrewMax, the biggest one. As you can see, you get that really wide center console. You just get that in full-size trucks. I saw the same thing in the Ford F-150. I saw it in the Ram 2500 I reviewed as well. It's just because these things are so wide, you're going to get a lot of interior space. And the overall dash design, I mean, yeah, I like it. I don't think it's anything special, especially when you compare it to the latest Chevrolet Silverado, the Ford F-150. Those have really just gone up even higher on the luxury scale. I think Toyota kept it a little more straightforward here. I did like the fact that all those knobs there for the climate control, for an example, and all the other buttons, the volume knobs as well, they're easily grippable when you're wearing gloves. So that's something else, just a little thing I noticed that I think buyers will appreciate knowing. Okay, touch screen here. Now, this is a 7-inch high-res display. It is Entune Premium Audio. Entune is simply Toyota's infotainment system. Now, I've spoken about Entune before. For an example, the Toyota Corolla, which is, well, pretty much the exact opposite of this Tundra. And in the Corolla, I really did not like Entune. It was more of the base system, but this is the premium version. And yes, this is a bit better, but compared to Ford's brand new Sync 3, you really see how dated this is. It's okay. I didn't experience any sort of rebooting. It was very simple to figure out, but it's just the colors, the clarity of it just aren't as nice as more modern systems. And again, yeah, you see those big dials there for the climate control and the large buttons there. It makes it really easy to find a button, especially for the driver while they're driving. And these little details I pay attention to, and I really hope that you appreciate what I'm telling you here, because you can't always see these little things until you go inside the vehicle, and you might be disappointed if you don't know beforehand. And of course, with a truck of this size, there's plenty of interior storage space as well. So let's talk about towing, because that's what people like to do with full-size trucks. Well, this Tundra here has a maximum towing capacity of 10,000 pounds. Now, the Ford F-150 Super Crew I did a previous unboxing review of had a maximum towing capacity of 9,000 pounds. So, yeah, this Toyota holds its own very well. Has a maximum payload capacity of 2,060 pounds. Now, that Ford F-150, 2,100 pounds. So they're roughly identical in maximum payloads. And it's nice to have this power moonroof. I mean, it doesn't come standard, costing an extra $850, which, I mean, I personally probably wouldn't go for it, but for an extra $850, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And of course, it comes with standard rear-wheel drive and optional full-time four-wheel drive as well. And yeah, I think it's a very good system. Toyota has really done its homework in terms of learning the off-road truck market as well. I did an unboxing review of the latest Toyota Tacoma, which is just one of the best smaller, mid-size, compact, whatever you want to call it, pickup trucks on the market today. And Toyota has just taken its expertise from the Tacoma and transferred it right to this Tundra. Here's another example of this truck's age. You got this little gauge screen here for the driver, and compared to newer trucks today, that little tiny screen has become a lot larger. So how does this drive? Well, I will say this, that the steering isn't as precise as some of the newer competition, but the engine is very smooth. It gets really good acceleration, and I thought it was really comfortable at highway speeds. Safety, well, the Tundra has scored a 4-star overall crash test rating out of 5 stars from the U.S. government. It's got a total of 8 airbags, and as part of the limited trim package, you get the safety and convenience package, which includes front and rear parking, assist sonar, blind spot monitor with rear cross-traffic alert. Other conveniences, you also get our power windows, ignition key illuminated entry system, and an anti-theft system as well. You also get a rear backup camera, trailer brake control and trailer sway control, traction control, and ABS brakes. But yeah, look at this rear seat. It's huge. And the seats, they're comfortable, more importantly. Or just as important. So let's talk some of the competition here. Now, I already mentioned a couple times, you got the Ford F-150, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, and GMC Sierra 1500. Those two are corporate twins. You also have the Ram 1500 and the brand new Nissan Titan. I did an unboxing review of that truck as well, and I was very impressed by it. Now, all those trucks, they start off in the high $20,000 range, let's say an average of about $28,000, and they all go to around the mid $50,000, except for the Ford F-150, which, man, that goes up to, or actually above $60,000, and I think that's a crap load of money for a pickup truck. So the base Tundra, it starts at $30,020. Now, the CrewMax begins at $43,585. Now, with all the added options plus a $1,200 destination fee, this truck right here, grand total of $48,713. Now, I think that's a pretty good value overall for a truck of this size, especially when compared to the competition. This truck right here is one of the more fully loaded models. There's several other Tundra trims out there. You have the base SR, the SR5, the Limited, the Platinum, and the top of the line 1794 edition. So the TRD Pro that you see here, this is just about up there and nearly fully loaded with some really good off-road tread. You're still under $50,000. So what do I like about this truck? Well, it's got a really spacious interior, front and back, nice fit and finish, and it's got, like I mentioned, a pretty good value, especially when compared to the F-150. And I like this exterior design. The front end, maybe not as much, but everything else, yeah, I think this is a great looking truck. Now, what don't I like? Again, that front end, and throughout this truck, it's starting to show its age, especially when compared to the competition. But then again, it's kind of old school. So the question is old school such a bad thing these days with pickup trucks? I'm not so sure. I think going old school might be the better choice for a lot of buyers. And I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. And what's also really cool is that this Tundra, it's not built in Japan. It's built in San Antonio, Texas. It's all American here. So I'm out of time for today. Everyone, thanks for watching. If you have any more questions for me, just leave them in the comment section below. Any suggestions for future unboxing reviews, also leave those in the comment section. And be sure to subscribe to the CarBuzz Unboxing YouTube channel. So until my next unboxing review, I'll see you next time, and thanks again for watching.